The Sioux Falls School District class of 2022 has already included some major firsts for Senior Spotlight. Our first Roosevelt football feature, our first high school softball player, and now an even bigger first. The first ever Senior Spotlight from Jefferson High School. The new Jefferson community is defining itself as a wide variety of students come together to establish a culture and create tradition for decades to come. The senior you're about to meet will not only leave a legacy as a member of the first graduating class of Jefferson High, but as one of the most caring, thoughtful, and humble people in her school. Sioux Falls New Technology High School was unique to South Dakota. At its heart was project-based learning, solving real-world problems with student-based decisions and ingenuity, incorporating community partners who brought expertise and challenges to the classroom. Combined classes where literature and biology, for example, were used to fuse ideas, presentations, projects, and thinking outside the box into the situations and challenges students will face in the workforce of tomorrow. One-to-one technology was here before it was the norm throughout the Sioux Falls School District. Students came from every corner of the Sioux Falls area to call this smaller high school environment, which prided itself on teacher support, home. Small groups were the bread and butter of the projects and presentations for which students earned grades. For a decade, it was a more intimate, more versatile, and non-traditional learning environment, one that was an award-winning model of this kind of education in the country. When Jefferson High School was designed just down the road, it was decided that New Tech would become a piece of this new school, and that project-based learning, or PBL, would continue. That students could take a mixture of PBL and more traditional classes, that the New Tech Titans would become Jefferson Cavaliers, along with hundreds of other students, and be able to take part in and enjoy every aspect of a traditional high school as well. In the past, if a New Tech student's home school was Lincoln, for example, and that student played basketball or was in the marching band, they would need to do those activities at Lincoln. While New Tech had clubs, different choir options, its own yearbook, homecoming, and prom, it wasn't able to offer or support everything that a traditional high school had. Today, students get more options. There are project-based learning pathways for students who are mostly interested in that route. There are options for traditional Jefferson students to take PBL courses to get a feel for how they work, or who want to get a jump start on the real-world challenge of working with several different people from different backgrounds to accomplish a common goal. For the students and staff at New Tech High, it's been a bittersweet transition.
I mean, there's always a bit of sort of grieving loss. Like, it's been our school, our home for the last 10 years, but there's also a lot of excitement with moving to a new building, that give the kids more opportunities, have more classes available for them, have more opportunities for classes, more opportunities for us as staff to participate, join in.
It was a challenge to think about growing big and scaling up, and having students who are excited about the new opportunities that came with Jefferson, all of the different programs that are offered that we just weren't able to offer at New Tech because of circumstances. And it's been really neat to see our PBL students getting involved in all of those things. I love going to the games and going to these events and seeing those students really taking leadership roles. It makes me very proud.
I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was really scared to go to a big school with a bunch of people, because I went to New Tech for a smaller school environment because I had a lot of anxiety going to a big middle school. So I figured like a smaller high school would be better, but it's just been a good transition so far. Everyone's been really nice and helpful.
For Jefferson senior Rachel Hovdenes, who attended New Tech High for her 9th through 11th grade years, it's also an opportunity.
I've been kind of trying to get involved in as many things as I can and learn how to balance my time more with outside of school activities, inside of school activities, but I want to get more involved with things.
One of those new things is Jefferson's show choir, which is not something that New Tech was able to offer.
I actually did not take choir my freshman year, and I only took choir second semester of sophomore year, but the new tech choir teacher, Mr. Ferry, was really supportive and inspiring, and he helped me realize that I want to continue in high school choir. So then junior year I was in new tech's chamber choir, and then I originally was not going to try out for show choir, but he kept insisting that I should and that I would definitely get in. And I was just like, yeah, okay, Mr. Ferry. But then eventually I was like, okay, I actually do want to try out for show choir and just see if I get in. And I did get in, so Mr. Ferry was a really big help.
In singing, Rachel finds release.
I love how singing makes me feel. If I'm really stressed or I have just really big emotions that I want to express, I'll usually find a song and I'll sing that at the top of my lungs, probably off pitch, but it just makes me feel human in a way.
For Rachel and all the other seniors at Jefferson High School, every student here for that matter, this school year is one of a million firsts.
I think it's really awesome to be able to experience this and pave the way for future graduating classes and to kind of start writing the rules of what we want Jefferson to be like.
Rachel is uniquely suited to be one of the people writing those rules.
I met Rachel at New Tech when she started as a freshman, and she took my Spanish classes at New Tech, and she did some student ambassador work and touring of the school, so she's just always been kind of a leader at New Tech and continued on to Jefferson. Rachel's a hard worker. She's really creative. She has done really well with the project-based curriculum at New Tech and now at Jefferson because she's so good at getting people to work with her, at getting students to work with her for her, and get them to come to work for a common goal. She'll tell people what she wants, what she expects, and then gives them space to do it. She trusts them to follow through with it.
In her first semester, she was in my Photo 1 class, and she made me think about how confident a freshman can be, and also humble at the same time. She was a student who was very good at collaboration and pulling out the best of the other students that she was working with, which is a sign of a really, great leader when you can pull out the best of them and work together. I remember one project in particular in Photo 1 where she was working with some senior boys who were rowdy, and she, took on the responsibility of making sure that work got done. And it was a project where they had to fool us with their Photoshop skills and show us that they were going on vacation. And so she took the realm there and really did a nice job.
Rachel was an ambassador at New Tech, which meant she gave tours to prospective students, parents, lawmakers, business leaders, and visitors from across the country. So she arguably makes an even greater impression on people than just what happens in the classroom. Her genuine care stands out.
She is just the kid that's super inviting of everyone around her. Even when she's not in her ambassador role, she's still making sure that everyone feels like they have a place. When we shut down in March a couple years ago and the teachers were all reaching out to students checking to see how they were doing, she was one of the students that reached back out to us and said, "But how are you doing?" So that's the kind of person she is.
Rachel has always been a great ambassador for the things that we do, both at New Tech and now here at Jefferson. She's even helped teachers in planning for the first few weeks of school and coming in and using her own time and her own skills to just help us get things rolling.
If going above and beyond to look out for teachers during the pandemic, and as they got settled into a new school themselves, seems odd, consider Rachel's goals.
I just really enjoy helping teachers. I want to be a teacher, so helping them kind of helps me get an insight to what that's like, and so far I've learned that it can be very difficult, so I just like to be a helping hand for them.
If you were going to create a checklist for what you wanted a teacher to be, it would include integrity, honesty, a caring heart, a curious mind, empathy, and a love of learning. So her diverse range of classes her senior year fit her perfectly.
Taking teacher pathway because I want to be a teacher. I'm taking Indigenous studies because I've always been really interested in learning about Indigenous cultures and stuff, and being a white person, I want to be able to connect with them more and learn so that I don't make any mistakes or hurt anyone's feelings, and so I can help whenever I'm able to. Psychology, I am really interested in like thought processes of people and just why people are so different and unique. Taking chorus because I really love singing. Ever since I was little, singing is what I do. I'm taking pre-calculus because I want to be specifically a math teacher. So I figured that would be a good step in that direction. And then I am taking AP Environmental Science because I am really interested in how I can help save the world, because I don't want the environment to be super cruddy and gross. I want it to be healthy so that future generations can have as many resources as we have. And then I want to help, get rid of pollution as much as I can. And I'm hoping to go to college. I'm thinking about USD or Augustana. And I want to try and be a teacher, math teacher, hopefully like algebra or something like that. I don't know, algebra's always been a favorite subject. I like that there's always a definite answer for math, even if it's like undefined, that's still a definite answer. And there's just like structure to math that I really enjoy, and it may be difficult to figure things out, but the challenge is also part of why I like math, because I like just working through the problems.
Facing the challenges of a senior year in a brand new high school, college coming quickly, and eventually teaching take grit and a unifying presence.
We have a lot of strong leaders in the class, and she's definitely one of them that has helped to sort of bridge the gap and help us all become one school.
I think she saw her upperclassmen role models and saw that she wanted to emulate some of the skills that they were showing. And so she really took that and ran with it, and as a sophomore, again, was a standout leader. But really, as we got into her junior and senior years, when she started to shine with just her honesty and transparency and true leadership.
She's super inviting to everyone. She has parents coming in, right, that aren't sure about the school and helps to convince them in. She has classmates from all different beliefs and views that she gets, like I said, she gets them to work together in groups because she just doesn't allow people to not participate. She's a great example of speak softly but carry a big stick. Kind but firm. Like, she's kind but firm, she's got a great heart, and she wants everyone around her to do well. Rachel
stands out as a student who's just well-rounded. She can relate to teachers and her peers. Her peers respect her and listen to her advice. And I think she rises as a leader because she emulates excellence. I hope that underclassmen see the kindness that she shows as a leader and want to look up to her like she looked up to the upperclassmen when she was a freshman, and see that she emulates, happiness and transparency and, just open honesty, but makes good choices along the way.
For Rachel, who also has a job at Culver's and plays the cello in her free time, her senior year will be one of making memories.
Bigger school, more opportunity to make friends. I want to have fun this year and get involved and help as much as I can, volunteer. All that stuff just makes me happy. I just want to make this year count.
The people who know her best have no doubts that she will, and that she'll only continue to shine.
Sky's the limit, man. Like, girl could do anything.
Rachel is one of those students who just you connect with as a teacher. She is somebody who you want to follow and see the things that she's involved in and hear about what's going on in her life. And she's a great student to share those things and come in, and you can check in on her and say, how did that go, and kind of follow up with her. And I hope that continues as she grows into an adult. Whatever she decides to pursue, she's going to do it very well, and I can't wait to see where life takes her.